Welcome to Pepe Suarez Xtra on YouTube. Thanks for always watching us. We are grateful that you continue to watch us. Kindly subscribe to the page. It is Pepe Suarez Xtra on YouTube. This is a channel dedicated to the Blackstars, to national teams, and then to Ghanaian players in general. So we are bringing you the story on Felix Afena Gyan. I think about a month ago, we posted a story on Felix Afena Gyan. And at that time, we're giving updates on the fact that the young man who, at the age of 17, 18, was playing in the Italian Serie A, is now competing in the Italian Serie C with Juventus next generation. But it was a decision arrived at by almost all the stakeholders of the boy, including his management team. And the decision was that, yes, he's played for AS Roma under Jose Mourinho. He played for Cremonese. And so they were thinking that if he plays for Juventus next generation, same way top players have emerged from the Juventus next generation into the Juventus senior team, it is possible that Felix Afena Gyan can make it to the Juventus main team and become a Bianconeri. So that was the reason they took that decision. At the time we ran that story, I think in late January, Felix Afena Gyan had scored 4 goals for the Juventus next generation. As we speak, he's on 6 goals for the Juventus next generation. And his performance has been monitored by the scouting team of Juventus and the technical team. Remember, there's a change in terms of the managerial position at Juventus in terms of coaching. So as we speak, Igor Tudor has taken over from the previous coach. Very unfortunate that if you look at how he was developing at, was it Bologna? Yes, Thiago Motta, how he was developing at Bologna. Juventus went in for him, and then less than a season, he's been sacked. He's been given a sack. But in comes the new coach, Igor Tudor, and he monitored the Juventus next generation in a game that Felix Afena Gyan scored. And the coach invited about 6 players of the next generation to train with the main team of Juventus. So the story is that Felix Afena Gyan's performance for Juventus next generation has been rewarded, and that he's been given a look in the main team of Juventus, with the new coach, Igor Tudor, inviting the boy to come and train for close monitoring so that the coach could do a closer monitoring of him and then have a better assessment, first-hand assessment of Felix Afena Gyan in the Juventus main team. Now, there's a player who has played in the Serie A before. So for me, these are the opportunities that he's been looking for, that the coach will give him the trial, the chance. And once he's given the chance, he can always be ahead of the other boys, because for him, he played under Jose Mourinho for the AS Roma team and also for Cremonese in the Italian Serie A. So once he had the opportunity to play for those 2 clubs at a senior level, not at a junior level, it means he has gone through that system where you are invited and you go and shine. If you remember his story at AS Roma, he was playing for the Roma junior team. And then there was a game that Jose Mourinho, the head coach of Roma then, was there to witness the game. Right after that game, he spoke to the technical team of the youth team to invite the boy to the senior team. And I'm sure all of us, we do know the story, that when Felix Afena Gyan even came to the first team on the first day, his training boots and his trainers were something that the senior team players mocked him with. So Jose Mourinho promised to buy him a Balenciaga. And when he scored 2 goals for Jose Mourinho, he came off from the bench to score those 2 goals to win a game. And the next day, Jose Mourinho bought a Balenciaga worth 800 euros at the time. 800 euros for the young man, Felix Afena Gyan. So he's gone through this. So this opportunity that Igor Tudor, the new coach of Juventus, gave to Felix Afena Gyan is something that he would treasure. And in the intro, I told you, this was the plan. The plan was that, let me go to the Juventus next generation, where they play in the Italian Serie A, no problem with that. But if I'm able to shine, if I'm able to do very well, if I'm able to perform at the highest level, then I'll have an opportunity to enter the Juventus main team rather than going down to still work himself up from other clubs. He wanted to pass through the Juventus next generation to do that. And the first ever invitation to train with the senior team is what Felix Afena Gyan got under the new coach. We are hoping and praying that it will not just be a 9-day wonder, and that the boy will consistently be invited by the Juve team. Unfortunately, Juventus themselves are not performing so well. And I've always said it, that when teams are not performing well, it is very difficult for coaches to try young players and to try new talent. It is always difficult. For a team that is performing, a team that is winning, a team that is smashing other clubs, when the coaches decide to introduce their young players, it is not a difficult decision. They don't struggle to do that because at the end of the day, the team itself is performing at the highest level. So it makes it very easy to do that. But once the team is struggling, the coaches find it very difficult to test new players, new ideas, and all of that. We are just hoping and praying that Felix Afena Gyan, former striker for the Blackstars of Ghana, sometimes fate has a lot to offer us. Let me reiterate my point, that what you need to do is not to give up. Because at the age of 17, when Ghana were about playing the AFCON 2021, which was played in the year 2022 in Cameroon, an entire team was dispatched from the Ghana Football Association to Italy to go and meet Jose Mourinho and the camp of Felix Afena Gyan to, as it were, talk to the young man to represent Ghana. Jose told them he was too young at the time. And so, after the AFCON 2021, which was played in 2022, he was now ready to play for the Blackstars. And the first ever time he was invited to the Blackstars, he came in and he started. It was Ghana versus Nigeria, World Cup qualifying playoff, Babara Sports Stadium. Huge game. Stadium full to capacity. In fact, the stadium was over full. The number of spectators at the Babara Sports Stadium was more than the capacity of the stadium. And then Felix Afena Gyan was thrown in there. He started the game, played very well, went to Nigeria, played well. Ghana played Madagascar at the Cape Coast Stadium, and he scored his first ever goal for the Blackstars of Ghana. Unfortunately, after we secured qualification to the World Cup, he was not invited as part of the 26 players invited to the World Cup. And that is where Felix Afena Gyan had all his problems. He's one boy that I like so much. I always pray for him that this opportunity given to him by Igor Tudor to train with the Juventus senior team will not just be a 9-day wonder. It will be something that he will get a chance to do continuously. And he can actually convince the new head coach of Juventus to consider making him a permanent member of this Juventus senior team, the Bianconeri. Thank you so much for watching our channel. We are grateful. God bless you.